dangerous route task in Harbor, Quebec. Hello there everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of SnowRunner here at Overfed Gaming. I am the Overfed. I was doing some scouting here in Harbor when I got a call from dispatch saying that there was a Scout 800 stuck on the ice here. So we thought we'd go and check it out, seeing as how we were close by, and sure enough, there he is. Now we're not going to go any further than there, just in case we're going to get sunk into the ice a little bit deeper. So we're just going to get him with the crane from here, and we're just going to kind of drag him back towards us because we can't pick him up when he's not far away with the crane extended. So we're just going to pull him back a little bit and lift him up and put that poor little guy on the back of the truck. We are driving our PLAD 450, a very capable vehicle. A little Scout 800 like this would feel like a little feather on the back. So we're going to pack him on the back and we're going to try and deliver him to the residential area in Everton, which is, well, a couple of ice crossings away. We're about in the middle of the map and about the same height up as the garage, but we're over a little bit towards the right hand side. Now we're just gonna pack this little Scout on the back here. We're gonna restore the crane, pack the truck, and that little Scout is gonna go wherever the PLAD is gonna take it. He can't fall off and there's no way to lose him. It's easier than winching him. So I rather prefer to move a vehicle that's broken down this way rather than winching him. If I do have to winch him, if it's in a really bad location, I can't get the big truck in there, then I'll go in with a tuz and winch him out. But in this situation, we're gonna just back up and jockey the truck back and forth until we get it turned around, and then we're gonna leave the exact same way that we came. We know that we got here in one piece and we didn't sink through the ice, so if we retrace our steps, we should be able to make it at least back to the garage. Anyhow, as we're climbing up the outside here, away from the lake, we're going to climb up over, well, you can see the tracks where I came in. We're going to climb up over top of this little hill, and the reason for that being is that if you follow the track out, it just curves around those trees to the right and then towards the water. And it's a little bit of a mushy area because if you look to the left, you can see where I've already fallen through the ice. When that was the way I was going to come in, I changed my mind, went this way, and a little bit tougher, but it seems to work okay. And then when you're doing these ice crossings, I always try to rely on the dark ice. If you look real closely at the dark ice, you can see little white lines that are going up and down. That just kind of signifies that the ice is solid. So I try to drive on that. And the other thing I try to utilize is the shards. Now you got to be really careful if you drive on the close to the side of where the ice is broken and all the shards are kind of piled up. You can drive on those and they're fairly solid. Now I was going to go through the middle and then I changed my mind and I thought, well, we're going to go around this little hole. And the ice looked fairly dark and I thought, well, we can drive on that, but lo and behold, we can't. So if you drive close to the edge, over top of the shards will support your truck. Just keep that in mind. Not just the black ice, but the shards. But you do have to go slow because I have seen where the shards of ice would jump up or you hit them wrong and they flip your truck over. They have done some weird things in this game, but they are fairly solid. Anyhow, having gotten by there, you can see those little white lines right there everywhere. And we're just going to drive on that solid ice. And if you look up ahead, you can see the road or track going up into the mountain, right where the tuz is sitting there. He's kind of pointing his way. He's a fantastic vehicle to have around. He's a great mobile fuel station rescue vehicle Scout, and he can go almost anywhere. Anyhow, he's a very good addition to anybody's fleet if you are starting to build up a bunch of vehicles. Anyhow, we're going to climb up the hill here, and pull straight up out of here, stick to the right hand side, and keep climbing till we get to the highway. Well, highway, the main artery. It's a paved road and it's covered in ice. Not that that's a problem, because we do have chains on the PLAD, you know, so it's not a problem. But the main artery is broken in several different places by the bridges, as you might expect. But at least once we get to that main artery, then we know we're just north of the garage. So then we just got a little ways to go south of the garage, and then we got to go and navigate our way over top of some more ice. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Over here, it's best. You see, the track usually goes down around it, but I find going over top of this is a little bit easier than going around that little pile of rocks. It's a little angly if you go around it. I've tried it before and I quit going that way. Anyhow, this truck is just absolutely awesome to drive. It goes a little slower than most, you know, but you don't very often have to shift them down into low gear. Not very often. And he does pretty good in automatic. He's got a lot of power. Like I said, he's not very fast, but not when he's in the hills like this. When he's on the highway, he can go a little bit quicker. I got a little bit of a mud hole going through, and like I was telling you about the Scout, whoa, he bounces around a little bit, but he's not going anywhere. He's not going to go anywhere. I'm surprised that he didn't fall off there, because that was a pretty heavy bounce. Anyhow, just up ahead is the main artery. Yes, right here. We're going to hang a left here and head on south past the garage. As a matter of fact, if you pull the real tight left turn here, you could pull right into the garage complex, because it's just to the left. As you can see the red building over there with the, looks like a maple leaf on it to me. That's the garage. Now we're going to go a little bit south of the garage, and we're going to turn off right to get to the other side of the map. And that's where the bridge is, and we have to go down to ice level again, and that ice, we've been through that a few times, so we're pretty good in that. We still fall through it every once in a while, you know, but anything serious. It's just a one-wheeler thing, and it pulls you right back out of there again. Anyhow, it's just up ahead, and there again, the ice road is not a problem because of the chains. With the Kenworth, it was a little bit of trouble sliding up the hill here, but got traction from the side of the road, so it's not a real big issue. And we're going to head off towards Everton. Now, I don't know if these bridges are ever going to be repaired. I don't know if there's any jobs or tasks that are in the contracts, because we're almost finished with all the tasks in Harbour and Lake Riviere. We got a few more to go, but we're getting close. And if any of these bridges are going to be repaired, it's going to be through a contract, and I haven't really looked at them yet, so we don't quite know. Anyhow, in the meantime, we'll go across the ice. This particular ice crossing is not a really difficult one. Once you figure out where the places are, this is a little bit of a pain going down here with a truck as big as this. I put it into low, but I'm not sure if I really needed to. The truck holds itself back pretty good in automatic, but we just wanted to make sure we go slow right where all these bumps and little ski moguls are. Anyhow, put it back into automatic, slide down a little bit quicker. Then when you get to the ice here, there again, like I said, you see the tracks, and the tracks go in like a half moon or a C, and you just kind of follow them out, and you might slip in a little bit with one wheel, one side or the other. I always do too, but nothing that's an issue that's going to hold you back. The ice just cracks a little bit. I think they just did it so that you'd be worried and maybe try a different route, like that one on the right hand side. I have yet to try it. It doesn't look very inviting, so I just won't bother. Because at least I know going this way, I know we can get through. And here we just climb in between the rocks and over top of this little landing area. And for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, whenever I come over top of this little area, I always pick the wrong spot to come onto the ice here, and I tend to sink through in a few places, like that. But we just keep going and adjust on the fly, and we seem to be okay. There you go. This is one of the most capable trucks in the game, I tell you that. He's a little bit bigger than the Avonhorn. It does the same thing the Avonhorn does, only this one's a little bit bigger in size. And he's a lot of fun to drive. And there's not a lot that stops him. Not too much that stops him. I haven't seen any snow deep enough. Ice is not a problem because of the chains. He can climb almost. I haven't been stopped climbing anything. So he's a very capable truck and should be in your fleet if you are building up a gang of warriors here. He is one of the best, I tell you that. And we're just going to climb up here, and then we're just at the east side of Everton. And we're going to come into Everton, and the residential area that we're delivering this to is right there in front of us. Anyhow, another great video. Had an awesome time. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you got some tips and tricks out of it. Hope to see you back at Overcast Gaming again real soon. Until then, we've been rescuing a Scout 800 and delivering it to the residential area with the PLAD 450. And me as your driver, the Overcast.